Hi everyone, it is Lisa Harden coming to you live from a beautiful night in Boise, Idaho at the Stamping Zoo. I hope you're all doing well and ready to do some crafting with me and chatting and maybe even laughing. Of course, I'll be laughing, you know, that's just me, but we are going to work with this really fun stamp set tonight, and it's called The Welcoming Woods. You can find it in your holiday catalog. Page 46, look at that, I've got it all ready for you right here. So it is on page 46, it is $21 US, and there are a ton of different techniques you can do with it. Sometimes something just as simple as stamping it looks absolutely beautiful, or any other kind of ink treatments that you'd like to do. So we're going to explore just a couple of them tonight. Hello Susie, hello Jean, thank you so much for coming on, and it's very nice to have you here. So I hope you're doing well. I have something funky. I'm sure people will ask a few times, but this is not a Stampin' Up! Product, but it's a silicone mat because I am going to do some water treatments. So anyway, that's what this is. It's just to help me keep the water away from my desk somewhat. Hello, Kathy Sanford and Roz and Susan. Ladies, so nice to see you. Thank you for sharing, Jean. As you know, sharing is caring. Sharing helps the Stamping Zoo grow. And so I so appreciate that if you are enjoying yourself, if you would be so kind as to click the share button. It really will help my business grow from the grassroots up, right? It's a grassroots effort to grow the Stamping Zoo. So I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. One of the things that means is that I am addicted to paper crafting. I am. I've drank the Kool-Aid, and I love all things paper crafting, and I love all things Stampin' Up! And I sell all of the products that I will be using tonight, with few exceptions. I will tell you if something is not a Stampin' Up! Product or not a current product, but the vast majority of things that you want and need for your paper crafting hobby that you may not even know is your hobby yet, you can find in Stampin' Up! And I would love to be your demonstrator. And tonight we're going to have a little tutorial here and do some, what do I want to say? Some techniques that I haven't been doing lately. So I think it'd just be fun. We'll check it out. We'll see what happens. All right, everyone's coming on. It's so nice to see you. We've got some glare there, but you know how it goes. So this is a stamp set, standalone stamp set. It does not have dies or anything like that, but I love it because you have lots of freedom to do a lot of things with it, right? And so anyway, I just think it's fun. Somebody needs adult conversation tonight, it looks like. Okay. Oh, Roz does. Come on in, Roz. You know that. We're here for you, Roz. Speaking of Roz sent me some happy mail this week that I'm so excited to get to share with you. So I have a couple of pieces of mail here. One is from Debbie Cox in beautiful North Carolina. And Debbie is a very loyal viewer, and she shares, and then she shared, and then her name got entered into a drawing I was doing a couple of weeks ago, and she got some product. I don't remember if she got snowflakes or what she got, but then she was nice enough to send me a thank you card for it. So anyway, it's just a beautiful card, and this really striking die cut with this dry embossing on it. Isn't that pretty? And a very nice note, of course, which is always really fun to get. So, oh, Kathleen says she's here, so it's sharing time. Kathleen is the sharing advisor in charge. So she may say hello to you. She may ask you to share. Please just take it upon yourself to say hello to everyone that's coming in. And it's just nice to see everybody. There's another North Carolinian, Kay. Hello, Kay. And let's see here. Who else do we have? Ina, I believe. Hello, and nice to see you. And I'm not sure. I think maybe we've talked once before, but if not, you just jump on in. Tell us where you're from. And I also would like to know if any of you are working on, if you're paper crafting along with me tonight. That's always fun to know. Hello, Jane. Nice to see you, and thank you for joining tonight. Kathy Sanford. Oh gosh, here we go. Some fun ladies for sure. Okay, so here's another card. This is the card that Roz sent me, and isn't it adorable? And it has so many fun little interactive pieces to it. So first of all, she has a great watermark. She said oops because it didn't get quite perfect there, but I really don't care. This in fact looks like our bird designs that we currently have. So I love that, Roz. You were ahead of the curve. So look at this. It's a card on a card, right? So this little one opens and the hat moves. Look at that. But she's like beautifully finished it on this side. So there's like a different color of hat there and the kitty cats. And then you undo it. And here's my favorite piece of DSP from that card pack. I think it was a lot of ours, our favorites, our favorite. And then just tons of cat faces inside. I think that's so cute. It's very happy. So beautiful combination of colors, Roz. Beautiful. I've probably never gotten this design of a little square card on a card. And it's just fun, enjoyable to do those little interactive things. So I really love it. And I love how you finished off the back. Everything looks cute. And it's so fun to get things like that in the mail. And then actually she also wrote me a note, and then she had a couple extra pieces of paper in there, probably to protect her card. But it's hilarious. It says, let's get the damn thing done. Now I work during the day, so Stampin' Up! Is my jobby, right? It's my hobby / jobby, but I have another job, and I work for a power company, and we operate 17 hydroelectric dams. So I really think that I need to get a notepad like that for my work. Hopefully I wouldn't offend too many people. I might have to think about who I give those to, but I love it. Let's get the damn thing done. I know. Oh, thanks, Roz. Well, you know what? I'm taking them to work because that's how perfect they were. I went online and looked for them and couldn't quite track them down yet, but you never know when I'll be able to find them. So they're awfully cute. Thank you, ladies, for the cards. I love it so much. And so let's talk about a few events coming up. So the deadline for these 2 events is in 8 days. So you need to register and pay for either or both of these events if you would like to join in. The first one is Christmas Bingo with Jen and myself. Yes, we are doing a bingo with Canadians, is almost what I said, with Canadians and Americans. Doesn't that sound fun? So we'll be giving away lots of prizes because Canadians and Americans will be winning. And we will be we'll have lots of crafting, and we'll be featuring the Welcoming Woods. So I wanted to give you just a little taste of it tonight. Bingo, US prices. Jen has her own different prices, right? But bingo is $40. If you purchase the Welcoming Woods and a couple other products that I have in mind, then you get 2 extra bingo cards. You can purchase extra bingo cards as well. And you do pay shipping unless you want to come pick it up at the door. But it's good. It's a lot of fun. And I throw lots of goodies in there. Last time I think I threw some socks and candy and yeah, socks. Brand new socks, not my old socks. So anyway, you never know what you're going to get. You're going to definitely get some, people call them pillow gifts. Other people call them Circes. I like the name Circes. So you get Circes when you sign up for my events. And last time it was really fun. But I'll tell you, there are only 2 Americans signed up right now with me, unless somebody thinks they're signed up and they're not. Only 2 of you. So I guess that's good news, because if I have only 2 people winning, 2 people are gonna, or if I have only 2 people playing, 2 people will win. Okay? Last time I think I had 7 or 8 people playing. We had, I gave away a $100 gift certificate, 2 $40 gift certificates, and 2 host sets. So I give away lots of product. I pretty much take all of the registration fees and turn it right around into product. So if you want to play bingo and craft with us and have a really fun time via Zoom and have an excellent choice of winning a prize, which is Stampin' Up! Product, then please sign up for this. You can get the link a couple of different ways. You can private message me here on Facebook. If you are signed up for my email list, I will be sending this out a couple more times before the deadline, before 8 days. And otherwise, you can just private message me if you want to sign up right away, and then we'll get you signed up. Super fun. And of course, Jen does beautiful designs, so I think we're going to have a lot of fun with that. And then the next day, so this is on the 19th at 6:30. You do have to be present for this one. The next day, here's a class that you don't have to be present for. I record it, and you can watch it, and you can either craft along with me, or you can do it at your own time. And that is a Stamp-A-Stack card class featuring the Frosted Gingerbread bundle. It's fabulous. It's very happy, and it's just, it's obviously Christmas or holidays. And so you will make 10 cards in the class, 3 different designs, 3 of each, 3 different designs. Does that make sense? And then 1 shaker card. And it will all be featuring this bundle. I will send you at least probably $25 of Stampin' Up! Product that you will use for the cards, plus have for more designs and more creating. I go through all the videos. You get a written tutorial with color pictures. You also get Circe's / Pello gifts in that class. And we just have fun with it, right? And you have me one-on-one, well, basically one-on-one, to ask questions of, or show me your designs, and we just have a really great time. I just had one this past weekend, and you know, it was fabulous. So, oh, and Roz, thank you, Roz. Roz says, if you haven't done any of my classes or projects, you're missing lots of fun and prizes. That is true. That is true. And yes, Sherry Poppin was there. Kathy Sanford was there. Kathy Sanford did very well. And I like to think that even if you don't technically win a bingo or a game, that you still get lots of product and lots of freebies and gifts and stuff. I like all of you. If I haven't told you this before, I know I have. And I like to treat you well. And so when you come to a class or an event of mine, I try to show you how special you are to me. Okay? So anyway, we do very fun games and classes via Zoom, or sometimes in Facebook, but these 2 events are via Zoom. They'll be recorded, so if you want to go back and watch them at any time to see the designs of the card making and stuff, they'll be available. This class is $40, or it's free with a $60 order. A $60 order gets you this bundle and a couple of other products, but you can order anything you want. If you order $60 of product from me, you get this class for free. You can't combine it with some other class, but if you would like to do that, I think, as I was making the kits last time, I thought that was a pretty incredible deal. But again, it's kind of about giving back. It's the holiday time. I want you to craft with me. It's fun. So anyway, like I said, this is on the 19th. You need to be present to play bingo, right? But this is on the 20th, and you can be there, or it will be recorded for you. However, the sign up for both of these is in 8 days. So if you've not already registered, please do so. Okay, so let's get down to a little crafting with the featured stamp set for the bingo night. Thank you for sharing, Katie. It looks like Teresa Wittry's here too. Hello, ladies. My 2 of my cohorts, and the 3 of us really like to talk about Seinfeld. We usually talk about Seinfeld every day, and when we see each other book club, we pass lots of quotes along or try to work it into conversation. So it's super fun. All right, so I'll just show you what I was working on. And this is going to be more like quality over quantity. We're going to try a couple different techniques. But I was having fun here's the first one. What do you guys think of this? So this is a couple of different things I did. It's ink blending. It is heat embossing, and just kind of having fun. I was trying to think about the sunsets we have here in the winter, and maybe this is the sunset that everyone has, but what we have in the sunsets here are lots of pinks and purples in the winter. So I was just trying to build off of that. So I think we're going to try and recreate this. I already can see a couple of different things that I would like to change about it. And then I had another one here. And again, this one is just, it's not going to be used for a final card, but I was playing, just kind of getting the hang of it because I haven't played with this stamp set yet. Come on now, where are you? I'm trying to grab it, but I have quite a few things. Oh, and so then here's the other one, which is a stencil back behind the trees, which I would say are birch trees, but they've left them just a little nondescript, right? Hello, Anne. Yes, Anne was busy on cards. Speaking of classes, Anne was busy doing cards because you can do it whenever you want to, right? Hello, Mitzi. Nice to see you, and thank you for the compliment. I'm glad you like it. Hi, Della. Watching from North Dakota, just coming on in. Hello, everybody. There's Pam. Hello, Pam. I hope you're doing well tonight. So anyway, these are kind of just what I just barely started with because I wanted to just play with some different things. Now, this is our embossing paste. My embossing paste was really dry, unfortunately. Darn it. So we're not playing with the embossing paste tonight, but I was still giving it a try. Thank you for sharing, Della. I appreciate that. And Leslie, thank you. And hello. Good day. Yes, it is your Friday, isn't it? All right. So let's just see. I have all this stuff out. You wouldn't know that because I'm hiding it over to the left here. But I have already put the main stamp into the Stamparatus. I just think it's going to work well for me because otherwise you have to use quite a large block. And so I already know that I still have some ink on this. This is a beautiful photopolymer set. Let's talk about this for a minute. It's beautiful. Of course, it has the images, right? The trees. This is kind of a horizon line. You'll see how we use that in a minute. Leaves and snowflakes. And then all of these great sentiments. Look at these and just think about all the other stamp sets you have where you could use these beautiful sentiments. So it really is a nice complete stamp set. 11 stamps. Hello, Ethel. Nice to see you. Blame it on the time difference. Oh, yeah, exactly. She's like, has a lot of a time difference. So let's start with this snowflake card because I'm already thinking about ways that I wanted to change it. Oh, and I also even got out Peaceful Deer in case we wanted to stamp and punch a little deer for you know, to make a scene out of one of our cards. I don't know where it's going to take us tonight. That is why it's very important. I'm going to need your help tonight. I'm going to watch your comments. I'm going to see what you like, or you might have suggestions for what you'd like to see me do with the cards. And so I'm going to be watching for those tonight and probably take you up on your suggestions, okay? First, let me show you. Speaking of the frosted gingerbread, the whole suite is fabulous. It's a super suite. It has 2 sets, or it has 2 bundles in it. It has paper, embellishments, all that stuff. And it also has a set of 4 stencils. And so you get the snowflakes. You get this little kind of a diamond shape. Then here's like an icing swirl. Also, we have a stamp that looks really close to that. And then finally you get this peppermint stripe, which I love. I'll definitely be using that in the class. And anyway, I liked these big oversized snowflakes to just make kind of an artistic, different background for these trees. Now I want to have for a piece of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. There we go. I got it. Okay. I have all these little pieces of paper cut over here to the side. I had a process, and then I'm sure I've forgotten about all that. So one thing we do not sell that I like to use with stencils, especially when they're detailed like this, is I like to use a little Pixie Spray. It's just a very light, it's a sprayable adhesive, but it has a really light tack. So you can reposition stuff and pick it up and, you know, move it around. It holds down stencils great without needing a bunch of tape and all that stuff. Of course, I'm getting out one of our new kit boxes, and because I need to kind of contain this. So what you do with this stuff is, of course, you want to shake it up. Give it just a light spray about 12 inches away from your stencil. And then just let it sit for just a minute. Oh, you guys don't have the stamp set yet? I know. Isn't it beautiful? It's so pretty. I believe it is technically a distinctive stamp set. If it's not, it's very close to it. It has lots of different layers, and this is just really good. It's really nice. And of course, you could make it any time of the year. And these leaves would kind of give you a cue, you know, if you wanted to paint them all green or kind of yellowish, clear up to, you know, Cajun craze and pumpkin pie, all those different colors. So, or brown, I guess. I guess you could do brown. Oh, a few of you have Pixie Spray. There we go. It's pretty good stuff. It really does, it's like the perfect amount of tack for these detailed snowflakes. So I'm just going to lay this on here. It doesn't even need to be, I guess we'll do it straight because they're random, right? So you can press it down on your paper, and then I need a blending brush. We sell our blending brushes, 3 for $12, and they are really good. They're really good. In fact, so I had these out, and then I had some smaller ones that I had purchased before we had any, you know, these are pretty new to the Stampin' Up! Line. So before we had them, I bought some other ones, and I haven't used them since I bought these. But anyway, they're smaller, and I thought I could use them. I do not care for them. I'm not just saying that. It's true. I do not care for them. Okay, so I have got my Balmy Blue ink pad open. I am going to take my brush, rub it on there. Now, normally I would rub it off on a piece of scratch paper or my grid paper, but I'm going to want to keep coming back to it. So one way you can do that is with your, let's see. You can do the same thing I'm doing by using our silicone mat, okay? Using it almost as a palette. I just like this because it's bigger, okay? But I'm gonna rub the extra ink that I don't want to use right away over off to the side. And then I can just go back over and pick it up. So like I said, you can do the very same thing with our silicone mats. The only reason I'm not using it tonight is because I'm going to hopefully be using water treatments and different techniques all night long. So this is just a little bit larger. It's basically the silicone mat on steroids. Hey, I feel the same way, Roz. And these, I mean, I can mention them. They were the Picket Fences Change Your Life brush or whatever. I mean, they weren't, like, I didn't get them at the dollar store. I didn't get them, you know, they were expensive. But they don't hold a candle to our brushes. I was quite impressed. And our brushes are way more economical than that. All right, let's check it out, because last time I thought that my stenciling was too dark. So now you can see this just kind of comes off of here. Very nice. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Isn't that pretty? Stenciling in this house, stenciling is underrated. I don't do it a lot of the time. And then once I do it, I go, Lisa, why are you not stenciling like every day? So there we go. we're starting off on the right track. Like I told you, I wanted to do some new, or not new things, but some things I hadn't done in a while. I am going to grab my baby wipes, and once I'm done with the color, I will clean it up. That's how I'll kind of keep it off of my other projects, especially since this one is white cardstock. Hello, Cashy. Oh, brother. Here he is again already. Now, see, this gets, some of the colors permeate, especially, like, I think this was Magenta Madness. So, not surprisingly. And then you can just wash this with warm water and some mild soap, or just wipe it off. I tend to wash it because of the Pixie Spray, but yes, I know, Kathy, I feel the same. And it was so nice that we had those new stencils come with the frosted gingerbread. So that was really nice. Natasha, you must be watching on a mobile device. I know. I don't like it when the comments disappear either. I want to see them. I want to see what people are talking about. And okay, this is also kind of interesting, but there are some little comments about all of you in beside your names or above your names. Debbie Jenkins Cox, hers says milestone follower, awesome. Like Kathleen's says sharer +1, top fan, you know, we've got all that. Anniversary, somebody had an anniversary follower. And then there's like some stuff, I think in Spanish. And so I'm like, okay. And these are English speaking people that have this stuff. Have you guys been seeing this? I have no idea what it is, but welcome. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's good. Amy Bickett is top fan +1. So there you go. Okay, so over the top of this, I want to stamp this great little stand of what I think are birch trees. So let me find out where this is again. I believe it's here. So I am using the Stamparatus. If you've not used this before, I really suggest you put it on your Christmas list and tell Santa that you need this. And in case you don't know this, I work directly with Santa. So if you have someone that you would like to give a hint to, you can have that person call me, or you can have me call that person, say your spouse, significant other, friend, whomever, and I will make sure that Santa gets you the Stamparatus or anything else specific that you would like. As long as you live in the United States. I only work with Santa nationally. So I thought since I was using the balmy blue, I would bring in a bluish gray. And so I grabbed Smoky Slate, and we are going to push the ink down in this, right? What does Donna call it? She says massage. Well, we're going to massage the ink, or Americans just say push. What we're doing that for is so that we get a better image or better impression of this distinctive stamp. So the distinctive stamps like a little less ink. They shine with a little less ink. So let's take a look and see what we get. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You didn't see me. I just act totally goofy. I grab my head because it's so pretty. I can't help it. Okay, and then the cool thing, the very cool thing about our precision placing tool, the Stamparatus, is that it moves on this hinge, and so you can move your image over and you can stamp across the card front. So yes, I know everybody's posting like a wow face. It is beautiful. It is a wow image, and you can see the depth in the stamp, and it just looks like a beautiful stand of trees. Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, this will dry just a bit, but look at that. Isn't that fun don't you want to work with this while you're playing bingo? I think you do. So keep this in mind for sure. Okay, I'm going to put this over here for right now. I think that's the stamping we're going to do on that. And we will probably, it does look real. Honest to goodness, doesn't it? Oh, there's another piece that we need to do. And that's the horizon line. Do you realize this has a horizon line? Because otherwise these trees look like they're floating in space. So the other thing with your Stamparatus is it comes with 2 plates. So you can either put images on both sides of one plate, or you can just change out plates. And so we're going to change out the plate, and we are going to get this horizon line. Some of it, it doesn't go across the whole card. So I'm going to put some of it in, and then I'm going to draw some in with just a water brush. And this is not, I use Smoky Slate for the trees, Lori, Balmy Blue for the snowflake stencil. So, yeah, so exciting, isn't it, Cash? So this funky stamp right here is the horizon line. And you tell me if you've worked with this a lot, but I tested it out both ways, like facing down and facing up, and it works. What you're looking for is you want your trees to be in these spaces between the stamped image piece, okay? So I think it kind of works both ways, but I am going to try it. I'm just going to get it lined up once and then work around it on either side. Come on now. It's a little interesting, isn't it? Oh, see, once you find it, you find it. Pretty sure that's it. I need to bring my head in here. This one's off just a little bit. So I think it's off because there we go. I think it was off just because of the continual way I stamped this, but that works. So we're going to try this. I think I'm just going to try it with Balmy Blue. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. I want to make sure. Some of this goes over the trees. Let me try it one more time this way. Oh, there we go. Nailed it. Okay. Now let me bring this down a tiny bit. We probably will like color the bottom part or trim it off or whatever, but okay, so there's our first one we're going to do here. Let go. Photopolymer stamps are a little bit sticky, aren't they? But that's why these magnets are so strong. If you order the Stamparatus, take them out one at a time, ladies. Take the magnets off of the back one at a time, or you will break them before you even get to use them once. So then I suggest once you have one out, put some washi tape handles on it. Then take the other one out separately, get some washi tape handles on it, and you still need to keep them separated, but it's a lot easier if you have some handles on it. So that's the first thing you need to know about the Stamparatus. The magnets are no joke. Okay, see, I wanted to redo that because I didn't massage my ink. Okay. Oh, yes, I like that. So see how it's going to form the ground. And like I said, you could do that with a water brush. Now this is not paper that you should be watercoloring on, but you can use just a tiny bit of water and I think it works fine. I want to try and come over here. There we are. There we are. So I'm just kind of trying to continue it a little bit on the other side. And it might look a little funky where it meets up, but that's okay. again, if I have to, I'll bring the water brush in and kind of soften that line. Kathleen's telling me to emboss it with clear like ice. Are you talking about shimmery crystal effects? Maybe. Oh, nice, Roz. Yeah, very cool. So, see, now we're getting a little bit of a scene. We have some ground, we have some sky, and I'm going to take this and mash it. This is harder to do with these newer ink pads. The other ones were much more flexible, but I want just a little bit of ink in the lid. And then I'm going to grab a water painter, or a water brush. I can't remember what we call them now, but we get this nice set of 3 water painters. Yes, that's what they're called. And I had one out. Where did it run off to? It's clear, see, which is troublesome. I also could use some Wink of Stella and color this in. That would be fun too. You also could use a little bit of a blending brush. Let's try the blending brush. So the blending brush, you get a package of 3. This is probably an older packaging. That's because they last a long time. So I'm going to just pick up a little bit with the blending brush and kind of color in here a little bit. Oh yeah, that works well. And so anywhere that I think I want to kind of soften those lines, I'm going to do so with that. Like this one, it came down too low, so I'm just going to continue it right there. Same thing with this little space. Just kind of, I'm making up my own horizon line, right? This one where I think it's too slim, I'm going to fatten it a little bit. Don't let me get too crazy now. I'll be painting the whole thing. It's really fun. I love blender pens. I need to, in fact, I keep meaning to stamp some line drawn images and then just color with them at night. Usually I'm just too busy with full projects. But anyway, one more little place that I think is too low. I'm going to bring this in again still. A little more. Flatten that. Flatten the curve, right? Isn't that what we're all really thinking about every day now? Flattening the curve. Okay, that looks fun. And over here it's a little lighter. Okay, I said I was going to stop, but I can't. So, again, you're kind of just softening what you see. And then, to clean this off, you can just rub it on grid paper, or I am going to take it over to my chamois and just kind of rub it off. Yeah, there you go. Easy. Okay, so we have a little something, something going on here, don't we? It's looking very pretty. Look at that. I like it. Almost looks like Roz was talking about ponds and whatnot, and since I am using the balmy blue, that could definitely be some icy water in the background. So already, look at how beautiful this is all drying and kind of blending and melding into itself, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Look what happened here. I think that's part of the stamp, but something could have been on my stamp and that would still be fine. But I think it actually is the image. Like, they don't miss a trick. They do so much fun stuff with these things. So anyway, little works of art. These stamps are little works of art that you take and make into your own works of art, don't you? Yes. Hello, Jill, and thank you for sharing, and I hope you're doing well. We are just working with Welcoming Woods. Okay, let's see what we're going to do with this. Now that we have our card front started, I really like it. I want some shimmer on it. So one thing I'm going to do with it is I'm going to take my Wink of Stella brush, and I'm going to put it in the box again. Put it in the crafty box. The protection box. It's protection zone. Don't you think that sounds good? And so this is our Wink of Stella glitter brush. everyone knows that it's a must-have. And I am just going to try and get some of it to come out by pushing on the barrel to get some glitter to come down, a little more than you normally would want to paint with. And then I am just, oh yeah. Did you see them? Sometimes if you push more glitter down into the barrel, then you get these really big drops, and it's very pretty. It's very pretty. You might even be able to see it on the screen, which it's hard to see Wink of Stella, but I want a lot of it. So I'm going to get even a little more. There we go. I don't want a big blob to come out. But it's a really fine mist and a fine layer when you are just coloring with it. And I want it to be a little more evident. Okay, let's see what I've done here. Oh, yes. Look at that. Can you guys see that? I hope you can. These big, yes. It's on the, sorry, I just saw the camera. The camera delay finally caught up. Oh, I love it already. It's so pretty. Do you guys like that? Someone likes it. I like it too. So don't be scared to, like, you know, bang on this thing every once in a while. It's a beautiful tool for some really gorgeous shimmer. Eye-catching, very eye-catching. Okay, let's see. Now the creative juices are flowing, aren't they? Now I'm starting to think about, what do I want in the background? This almost takes up the whole card. I kind of want to make it a 5x7 card. You love it. Yay. I love it too. Okay, let me see. Balmy Blue or Smoky Slate is the obvious choice. Let's see here. Let me grab both of those and see if we like it. And Smoky Slate. Then I will let you guys choose, because that's how I am. That's the kind of person I am. You know that. Okay. Going to let you guys look at it, and then you can give me your suggestions. And while you're doing that, I think I'm going to grab some silver foil. Must have silver foil. Yeah, Cassie. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Here it is. So we currently have this great set of silver foils. You get 3 different finishes. I think you get 2 sheets of each. It's in the holiday mini catalog. Leslie says Balmy Blue. This might, and then I'll put that out there to see if you guys like that. So there are a couple of different finishes, like I was saying. This one, oh, it's so pretty. I don't know if it will come off as, it almost plays off as purple, doesn't it, against the blue? But if you put it with the gray, it looks pretty good. Then, of course, we have this regular silver, and that just plays very nicely with that. So I'm kind of liking that. And let's see, what's the final one? I think there's a matte. Or maybe I've used all the matte. Yep, those are our choices. Those are our choices. Balmy Blue really makes the snowflake stand out. It really does, doesn't it? Yeah. Balmy Blue, I've got a Smoky Slate. I've got a Balmy Blue. I have 1, 2, 3 Balmy Blues to 1 Smoky Slate. Oh, another Balmy Blue. Okay, 1 more Balmy Blue, and then, okay, there we go. I was going to say 1 more Balmy Blue, and it's going to take it. So we'll go with 5 is telling me that's probably a good choice. Although Smoky Slate is totally fine too. There wasn't really a bad choice. I'm also going to grab some beautiful gems, because we all like a little jewelry, don't we? We do. We all like a little jewelry. And these are also the gems that Jen and I are going to feature in the bingo. These are gorgeous blue adhesive backed gems. They come in one package with 2 different finishes. See? So one has kind of an iridescence and one has kind of a clear covering. They're gorgeous. I believe they're in the annual catalog. And so the way our bingo is going to work is that we will be sending out card kits along with the bingo playing cards and whatnot and all the other beautiful things. And then we design the cards. So each of us will design 2 cards, I believe. And then we'll all make them together and you'll have the kits. So like I said, it's very interactive. You get to just, you know, hang out and craft with us. Just like this, only better because we get to see you and we get to chat with you and you get to ask questions live, right? Or show us your creations. So the other thing we need to work in here is one of those beautiful sentiments. So let's take a look at that and see maybe how we want to work the sentiment in. Where'd my stamp set go? It's a constant thing. Where did this go? Where did that go? Right? Okay. I'm going to put the horizon in there for just a minute. Has the chopped winner been announced yet? No, it has not been announced yet. I don't even have a heads up on it. Jen is keeping it close to the vest. But that has to be coming up. So I'm sure she'll be announcing that any day. And once I know, I will let you know immediately. Another great reason for you to follow my email because I do definitely post that over there. So you want to make sure you get to know first, right? Thank you for sharing, Sonia. Appreciate that. I'm losing my voice. Okay. Well, I do love the sentiment, every season brings its own wonder. That's really nice. It's also a sentiment that I think is unique to this stamp set. So let's give that a try. And if we want, we can use the snowflakes on the inside of the card. You have to kind of take a look at these because they're backwards, right? There it is. And so let me get a couple of blocks. So you can just interchange pretty easily between blocks and Stamparatus and Wink a Stella and all sorts of stuff. It's a very tactile hobby that we have, isn't it? Very tactile. I love it. Okay, now I'm going to take this mat away for right now. We're done with that for the moment. So let's make a really pretty card base. I think I'll have it open up landscape. So 4 1/4. Scored at 5 1/2. Gotta have your fabulous paper trimmer. It's the best. Then I think I'm just gonna have a couple of strips of the foil. So let me see here. I don't want a full mat. I just want a couple strips for now. So you don't need to cut them very wide because most of it's going to be hidden back behind your card. And then finally, I will bring in, well, we will try the sentiment on both. We will try it on balmy blue and we will try it on basic white and we'll see what we like. Well, I bet that it probably needs a 3/4 or maybe we can get away with a 1/2 inch. Okay, we'll try those. Ooh, so fun. I love opening up a new stamp set, don't you? Oh, Kathleen says everyone's sharing. Thank you so much, you guys. I love it. Makes me happy. Not just the sharing, just having you here, of course. It's very fun to be able to craft with you and chat with you and find out what's going on in your lives. Okay, maybe I just want like little bits. What do you think? Let's just do like 1/2. And then we'll cut another piece the same size and put it off to the right. Okay. And then let's see, did I cut that in 1/2? Okay. guess we just need one of them after all. Boy, I just about cut it in half, didn't I? Wow. I really was. I loved the color palette for Chopped, and I loved the entries. Oh my gosh. Was, like, I couldn't choose a favorite. I don't vote, but I was kind of glad. This time I was like, you know, sometimes you see one and it hits you as your own personal style or whatever, but sometimes I'm like, nope, I'm glad I don't vote. Okay, I am going to bring a little bit, now I have my silicone mat out again. See, I didn't go very long without it, did I? I just want a little bit of seal running in the upper left and the lower right hand corner, because I am going to put these, kind of frame the picture, if you will, this way. Now I can't have this going out very far because I'll hit the edge of the card if I do, but I think that's going to be okay for now. One moment, we need to take a break for you know what? Somebody's been waiting patiently, and it is 7:56. Does somebody want a nighttime snack? Oh my goodness. All right, just a minute. I'm getting it. Here you go. Hey, but what about you? You want one? There you go, bud. All right. One of the best times of my day. So cute. They've been pretty good little boys today. Ooh, see, I've gone like really, I need to cut a little bit of this off. Actually, let's see. Is this going to be wide enough? It's just wide enough. Now I need to just trim a little bit of this. Votes have to be in by today. Okay, that means she's probably going to be tallying them early tomorrow. So exciting. So please watch your emails tomorrow morning. I get to it just as soon as I can. Oh, look at that. Are we loving this? Because I'm loving this. I think I want to put it up on dimensionals. I know it was treat time. It's always treat time. Well, I mean, a couple times a day. It's my treat time a couple times a day too. Are you kidding? Okay, let's see here. So just bring in some of our great dimensionals to add a little bit of interest that way too. And yay. All right, looking good. Maybe one more. Don't be stingy. You get 300 in a package, so just help yourself. Put on as many as you think you need and then add a couple more. Okay, there's our beautiful card front. I'm in love with it. It really does kind of go right up into the corner and then right down into the lower right corner. So there wasn't a lot of guesswork with that. And then let's finish it off with a sentiment. So again, I do want to try this balmy blue tone on tone. Let's see how that looks. If we don't like that, we will stamp it onto white. What did I do with the stamps? Oh, here they are, right in front of you, Lisa. I have gotten these ready ahead of time with my usual procedure that you guys know, where I clean them off on the chamois. So they're ready to accept the ink. They look beautiful. Looks like my second grade teacher's writing. Yes. Ooh, and it just fits on a 3/4 of an inch strip. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so we would probably have, I don't want to do a banner cut. I just want to, of course, do my own regular thing. What I want to do is kind of put it over here. I feel like. I'm seeing some hearts, so I'm hoping that you're liking that. I already like it in balmy blue. I don't think white would do it justice. It might get lost against all of the white, right? Okay. We have our sentiment, ladies. Carla, you're on live. Hello. Very nice to see you. Carla's usually a replayer. Oh, sorry you're so late. No problem. We're still on our first card. We've been talking about events coming up. We've been talking about this beautiful stamp set, and we've been talking about techniques. So then finally, let's finish it off with some more sparkle. You know, we have a lot of sparkle on there from the Wink of Stella after we gave it a little push, right? And then I have a take your pick tool around here somewhere. In fact, I have two, so hopefully I can always find one. And I think I like the ones, the Balmy Blue gems that are uncoated for this card. You get a couple different sizes, quite a few of them. I don't know how many right now. Seems like 180 comes to mind, but in any case, you get a lot of them. And maybe I want it there. Maybe I want a little one. Oh, goodness. Are we talking about saggy middles? Oh, my. Yeah, no saggy middles. I kind of feel like I want to keep everything over there. And then I changed my mind. So you can pick these up. Did you know that? It works. You can pick them up and move them around a couple of times. And then they kind of finish, right? They settle in, adhere, and then they're stuck. All right, I am going to finish this card off because it's way too beautiful not to, with a white insert and just a tiny bit of stamping because we have those beautiful little snowflakes, and so I like to mimic the snowflakes on the front of the card. Oh, thanks, Mitzi. I think it's quite fun. I mean, wow, this stamp set is kind of unassuming, and then you start working with it and think about all the fun things you can do with it, and then it's like, oh, stand back, get in line. I have a million different ideas. And then look, those are great for this card or any other card in the winter. Oh, now see, every season brings its own wonder. You could definitely change up your color scheme. See, I didn't even use the leaf stamps this time. So you could use the leaves and make it look like a summer card or fall card or whatever. This is in the dead of winter when things are icy, at least here in Idaho. And there is our card, which I'm kind of in love with. Do you like it? I hope you like it. I hope that gave you, I noticed that a lot of you said you hadn't gotten the stamp set or hadn't played with it yet, so I hope this fires up your interest, and A, makes you want to come and design and play with us during bingo, and B, then makes you want to buy the set and make some holiday cards with it. All right, let's see here. I have a couple of different ideas, and since I have this card in progress, why don't we just go ahead and finish it up. I've done heat embossing over vanilla, okay? And then I came in and I ink blended with Flirty Flamingo, Rich Razzleberry, and Blackberry Bliss. Oh, all right, Maria. Maria's gonna play bingo, and she's just found her Christmas card. I love it. Okay, so anyway, those were the three colors I used, and then I used cinnamon cider, and again, I did a little bit of water painting on this. Then I have a tiny mat, just an 1/8 of an inch margin with Flirty Flamingo. And finally, the card is cinnamon cider. So this was cinnamon cider down here. Again, just kind of an interesting, very different look, isn't it? Almost doesn't, so when I heat emboss those, of course, you don't get the distinctive quality in the stamps. You see a little bit of it because it doesn't create a flat image, but I really like that. And so I ink blended over it quite a few times. Then I took a Kleenex and wiped all the excess off of the trees because they resist that. And then finally I took some re-inker, some Whisper White re-inker. You know this stuff. I put it onto a block with water, and then I got another water painter out. Now I actually have a contraband water painter that I use for this one because I don't like to ruin my good ones. And I did the same thing that I did with the Wink of Stella pen, only I used this craft white. Okay, and then before you mess with it, if you're working on it and you want to keep creating your card, definitely heat set this with your heat gun, or just let it dry for a while, because craft white, it's going to take some time. Now, let's see, is there anything that I want around the edges of this? I think what I want to do is continue my ink blending and bring some cinnamon cider ink around the edges of the front of this card. So, let me get my mat back, and let's move our star card over to the side here. I need one of my other brushes. Like I said, the brushes come in sets of 3. I do not think you need a different brush for everything. What you need are like brushes for pinks and reds and greens. You know, you can use the same brush for several greens or several color families, or several colors in the same family. There we go. So let's see, where's my cinnamon cider? Like I said, I had a certain amount of inks I was playing with here. Okay, so Maria, you're so good at bingo. I can't believe you missed it last time. I think you had something going on that night. Yeah, it's fun. So we are, again, this is tone on tone, right? And we're just going to bring in a little bit of color from the outside perimeter of the card towards the centerpiece. I was thinking about stamping on the card front, but as I looked at that pretty ink blended focal point, I just want to keep things ink blended. So thank you, Darcy. Appreciate that. Hope you're having fun with this. Okay. A few more. Now I think you'll be able to see what's going on. It's gradual because it takes a little while to build up the ink layers. But as you can tell here, I've darkened the edges, and then the center. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes I can't see it on camera, so I don't know how much it shows, but it shows pretty good. All right, now I think that's going to add just a little bit. Oh yes, a little richness. I guess that's what I was looking for. I didn't even know what I was looking for until I had it. A little richness. Whoops. I don't know what's running around over there. And again, with the dimensionals, because we just like them. Let me think about this before I put this down. Do we want any ribbon? I don't know about that. I think if I did, I might want some gold back behind it, but I don't know. You guys, what do you think? I think it kind of distracts. I think it distracts. That's a shocker. I'm all for putting ribbons on things, but sometimes I know when to quit. So again, this is like a very different take on Welcoming Woods, right? Yeah, I don't think it's needed either. You're right. Okay. And then this, again, this was a very small one, so it has quite a large border, and I like that. I just need to make sure I get it straight. This is a little more difficult, right? Because it's in the middle. Okay. Looks to be straight. Oh my goodness. I like this one too. And then I think what I'll put inside is a piece of Very Vanilla. You know that I like to use the colored cardstock for the insides, but this one's fine with a 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to keep the mat kind of small, just like the card front. And that's where our sentiment will be. And gosh, what's the sentiment to go with this? Of course, we have a happy birthday. Good luck on your new adventure. Best wishes. Thank you for your kindness. Celebrate. I like happy birthday because you know it always comes in handy. So, whoops. So we'll put that one in here. And I just need... Okay, so who's going to play bingo with Maria? I think Jill said she was going to play bingo. I don't know if she's still available or not, but Jill, if you're out there, I hope you're going to play bingo. I can't wait. That would be really fun. Oh, put a border inside too. That's kind of a nice idea. I like that idea. Let's take a look. I'll grab some Flirty Flamingo. And then if Jill plays, I mean, Julie has to play. So maybe Roz, good, yes. So again, it's Friday night the 19th, 6:30 p.m. my time. I think last time we were about 2.5 hours. Of course, I guess you could leave whenever you wanted to, but you don't want to leave if you're playing bingo. So yeah, just kind of plan on a fun night. 3 3/4, so 3 7/8. 5 1/8. Right? Oh, just barely had it. Okay. Yes, check your schedule, Jean. Check that schedule and then register. I would love to see you, actually see you face to face, right? I love seeing you here on Facebook, but I would much rather craft with you and play bingo. And you know me, I get a little silly. The silliness factor goes up, and because I have a fantastic time giving away stuff. I really, really do. So that was a good call, KZ. That's just what it needed, didn't it? It needed a little something more for the inside. So we give it a nice thin border of, again, this is Flirty Flamingo. It's weird colors together, but I think they work. I like the color combo. This is like these purples and pinks. I just love them. So again, let me see if I can just get this straight-ish. Nice. How pretty and how different. I mean, you can almost not tell that they're from the same card or from the same stamp set. So when we say versatility, this one definitely has it, doesn't it? Okay, let's make a final one. Yeah, thanks for the love hearts. I'm glad you like it. I have another one in mind, like I said. I need to clear the decks here for a minute, just on this other side. So I want everybody to tell me about how many Christmas cards you think you have made already. And 0 can be an answer too. 0 is a totally plausible answer. I have more than 0 made because I need to, because I love to give away a ton of Christmas cards. But also I have the pleasure of having classes with you, right? So when I am making class kits for you, I just make a class kit for myself as well. And then I get, then I get ahead on my designs that way. So I used to always love to make the very same card, but now that I am a demonstrator, I have so many beautiful products that I really can't choose one anymore. So I don't have to. I want to work in these really cute little mini folders. One of them is all different ways to say thanks, and one is all different ways to say hello. And I think it would be really fun to use these instead of a sentiment for this. Again, these beautiful woods. Oh, Natasha has 2. Good job. Mitzi has about 30. Very nice. Very nice. That's a good start. And so is 2. 2's a good start because it sounds like from what you said, you were cleaning the craft room and then you just kind of like sat down and made some cards. I love that. That is fun. Just they were calling to you, weren't they? You saw like some pretty paper or a really new stamp set that you wanted and you were like, you know, I'm just going to sit down. Now Kathleen, I knew Kathleen has been on it. Kathleen's made 80 and 20 for a friend. Nice. I made 8. I made the Christmas Whimsy card kit for my mom. I don't know if she wants more or not, but she wanted those for sure. So I know I've made those, but yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, I probably have 20-ish, but what I want is like over 100. So, all right, let's see what we can do. What colors shall we work with? This is going to be much easier. It's not going to be, there's only kind of, what do I want to say? We're not going to do like a blending technique. We're just going to use these different pieces, paper pieces, along with some stamping off to the side. So what do you like? Almost like, well, no, you tell me. What kind of colors would you like to see on this one? Oh, Jean has 0 made. Good job, Jean. Oh my gosh, you're going to make 80? Nice. And paper pumpkin comes in handy. So handy. Oh yeah, what a good idea. Okay, does anybody have a color idea? You don't even have to tell me the Stampin' Up! Color. If you just have like, you know, a certain color family in mind, then you type it out and we'll go from there. Okay. I am putting away a couple of things. I love getting out the brushes, the paint, the water painters, and the blender pens. I want to color tonight now, after this. Kind of like Natasha, I just can't resist. Black and white. Okay. Black and white. Then you always give me the temptation of wanting a pop of color, Norma. Fall colors. Let's see, what could we do? Black and white. Autumn, yes. Pacific Point. Oh, that's a nice color. That's a very bright. I always think of that as a very happy color for sure. Let's see what we've got here. So we already used the purples. So let's skip those. We're going to use the gray and the blues. Black and white. Okay, we can do that. How about, is it okay if I use gray and white? I need to, I think that black is going to be hard to see some of these beautiful embossing popping out. That will be helpful. I would like that. Okay, let's see here. Let me grab some basic gray and some white. Let's see what we can dream up. And I'll bring some black in too. Okay, there we go. Black, white, and gray. There we go. I was just going to say, I'll bring some black in, but I'll bring some black glimmer paper. If I have some. Yes, I do. Okay. Nice. Oh, hello, Teresa. You're still here. Teresa, you're still here. That's so cute. Black, gray, and white. Okay, you got it. And we also have this really gorgeous black organdy ribbon. And I'm always like just dying for a reason to use that. How about a black card base? So fun. Black card base, white to stamp on. Oh, what corner of this is a little funky, so I need another card base. Whoops. Okay. I'm still here. I'm still hiding. Okay. Black card base. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay. Then let's do, how fun. Thank you so much. Who would have known, right? Let's do some 3 3/4 by 5 piece for the woods, for the stamped image itself. And then we might want background. I want to be able to, let's see, I'm going to measure these and just cut a couple of pieces. So they are 6 by 3 1/2. We can do that. Let's do 3 1/2. Oh, brother, I think I cut it the worst way. So, yes, I did. Okay, let's do another one of those. We're gonna get a few pieces and parts made here, and then we're going to figure out how to put them together. One of my most favorite things to do. Okay. Then this guy, I need another one. And I'll just do a little bit shorter for this one, okay? And then finally, I need a little chunk of this glimmer paper. I don't know if it's going to be our mat or what we're going to do with it. This might, oh, well, good. I'm glad you like having fun with designing. I think it's really fun. Now, of course, this paper, I think it was out of stock, in stock, then out of stock again. Or, I mean, out in, I think it's available now, is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully you can get your hands on it. Now, I know, I mean, of course, it was beautiful for making spider webs, but black Christmas cards are so stunning. So don't shy away from that. They do not look macabre. They look really classy. And I know classy, you know that. I don't say I am classy, I just say I know classy when I see it. So let's get a few of these things out of the way. Okay, so, oops, we're gonna need a card insert too, which is probably gonna be gray instead of black. But, oh, look at that. It already looks like a fancy outfit, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. So this is not gonna be that big because I want to work in these little embossed pieces somewhere. First of all, since they are mini, I want to show you that they truly do go through the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Right? So, oh, there she is. She is such a cutie. And it is the same steel construction as its older sister, right? It's still just great and works fantastically, and is a little go-getter, but fits into a nice little space. Teresa, I appreciate that, Teresa. Geez, coming from you. If I think of classy, I think of you, Teresa, so wow. Okay, I need a different sandwich, don't I? I just need that embossing sandwich. That little guy. Okay, there we go. I think that's right. We will soon find out if I'm right. Whoops. Okay, so it tells us all we need to know. Insert embossing folder, hinge first, and it tells us how to make our sandwich. Number 1. So this is the number 1 plate. in the number 3 plate and put our embossing piece in the middle of that. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in here and make sure it's pretty straight. Okay, it's at hinge side first, right? So we don't cause extra pressure on it. And then it just runs right through. Oh yes, it looks like we all like a little black and white, black, gray, and white. And then this is what this one looks like. Ooh, that's beautiful. I did it a long time ago, but I haven't seen it lately. Look at that. We've got mahalo, good day, servus, hola, abari. I don't even want to embarrass myself by saying some of this. Of course, bonjour, which is like the best. And so I like that so much that let's do the thank you and see what this one looks like. So again, these are sold as a set, right? And they are in the annual catalog. And they're must-haves, obviously. Who doesn't want to have a card that says thank you and hello? Those cover a lot of cards. Okay. And then we have our danke, grazie, merci, thanks, all that business. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I love it. Now, my thought was to ink blend over this in gray to get these to really pop out. I don't know. I'm 6s. I could leave them alone for that matter too, but okay. Now we are getting our pieces and parts together. I love it. I just need a bigger card. I really think I should make a 5x7 card, but I don't have, let's see. I need, for a 5x7 card, I need a 10x7 inch piece of cardstock. Wow, look at me. I like math. 10x7. No, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's going to be right. I think I need a bigger piece, right? I need 10x14. I don't have that. But that's okay. Let's make a larger square card. Let's make it, so this is 11. Let's make it, well, let's make it 11. Let's make it 5.5 by 5.5. Okay. Maybe that will be kind of an interesting setup. Let's see what this looks like. I think it's going to give us a little more real estate in the way we want it to be. So let's take a look at that one. If you don't like the layout, just change the card. Oh, yeah, okay. So see, we can even do like, we can do some of this behind it. We can bring in some of that black. Pretty. And then have like a little slice of the trees. It can even be thinner than this. I think it should be thinner than this. A little slice of the trees so you can see the word thanks in full or something like that. Let me try. Let me whittle it down a little bit. So it is 3 3/4. I'm going to make it 3 1/4, and I bet I'm going to want to go 3. Yeah. I want to go 3. And I might want to take off and make it 4 3/4. This is going to be an odd little layout, but I think it might be kind of eye-catching. Ooh. Okay. So then I'm starting to think about having black behind the whole card, having like the mat, the entire mat of black. Let me do that. You still hanging in there with me? Yep, there's 17 of you guys that are hanging in. I appreciate that. We're gonna see this thing through. It's gonna be really stunning with your color combo and my fumbling around. I think we're gonna make something really pretty here. Let's do 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Now that's a lot of glimmer paper. Normally I would cut something out of the middle so that we don't use all that glimmer paper, but you know what? We don't have time for that tonight. So we are going to use the whole thing. Plus I think you're going to end up being able to see a lot of it. This would be this is like a thank you card that's like, hey, you did me a solid. So we're really going, and then this is going to get cut down a little bit. Okay. And then this will be off to the side. And maybe we even bring this down a little bit more. What do you guys think about? It's hard to see the things. Maybe we cut it like this. I don't want to hide the merci, but you know, you kind of have to hide something if you're going to do it this way. Oh, how about that? Then you can see still a lot of the thanks. What do you guys think about this layout? Or do you have other suggestions? Sorry, I hoard stunning paper like that. Yeah, I know, I do too. I hoard stunning paper as well. I can't help it. I can't help myself. Okay, I think I like this. Now I am going to grab my basic gray ink pad, because obviously tonight's theme is blending, right? And so we're not going to get away without a little bit of blending on this card as well. And, I'm sure I have a brush that is more of a neutrally brush. 3, 4, 5. I gotta have another one around here. There we go. Aha, perfect. Okay. So these, oh yeah, then it's gonna make those really pop out. I'll just grab my paper this time. I've got a little avalanche forming. I've got an avalanche going on over on the right hand or the left hand side. So we are going to make these words pop out. Ooh, look at that. Isn't this fun? It's very addicting, by the way. If you've never tried this, be warned. It's addicting. Okay. Obrigado. Obrigado. What language is that? Does someone know? Julie, we were just talking about you. Well, I was talking about you. I was talking about how you really needed to come and play bingo on the 19th, because I believe Jill wants to play bingo on the 19th. And so if Jill comes, I think you should probably be there to, like, you know, control her. It's really, what can I say? It's the least you can do. And you might win some beautiful Stampin' Up! Product in the process. So you have 8 days if you would like to register for that. Again, lots of fun and a chance to win prizes. Okay, let me show you a little before and after. So nothing wrong with this, right? Totally fine. But this, again, just has some richness. It really, this is more one-dimensional, right? And then this really brings out those words, makes them just kind of pop and have some presence. They say like, thank you. Okay, we're getting there. Now we're going to stamp this little piece. Since I have that in the Stamparatus, we're just going to leave it there. And then I can, oh, I guess I don't have it. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, it fell on the floor. That's right. It's somewhere around here. Here we go. It gets crazy up in here. It gets crazy. Okay, so there's that guy, and then we can decide exactly which piece of the stamp that we want to get onto this. I don't know if we are going to leave it stark white or not. We may end up blending that out with gray also. Looking good. Looking good. I might even cut a little bit of the top off, but we'll have to do something with the design. Whether we ink it or splatter it, we could splatter it. That sounds fun. I'm going to make it go up a little bit. Here we go. So I can eat up some of that margin on the top, and also bring that horizon line in. I'm just going to play fast and loose here. I'm not going to put the magnets down because, of course, they're in the way. I'm going to stamp over this entire piece of paper. So let me find the gray, and again, we're going to mash it down. You like the blending. Thank you. I'm like on this blending tirade tonight, aren't I? Like, it's not that I don't do it, but it's tonight, like, I can't be stopped. I must have blending. And there's my beautiful gift card. Thank you, Target. They know the way to my heart. Roz said that she asked Target to take 5. They were so nice. She asked them, and they gave her 5. And I was kind of like, oops. Did I steal from Target and not know it? I just took the cards. I'll be honest. I just took the cards. And they have zero, they have like 0 amount on them. But I just took them. I didn't ask. And, so there you go, Teresa. You were just saying it was a class act. Well, I stole from Target. Oh my gosh. This takes my breath away. Look at that. How can this even be real? I swear. Look at what they're doing to me. Step it up. You're killing me with your realistic stamps. I mean, my goodness. Okay. I don't want a horizon line on this. No, I don't. I like it the way it is. Oh, I was like, I did. Yes. Thank you for sharing. People don't always, type out that they share, but Kathleen is our share ambassador. And for that, I'm so thankful. She just is a nice reminder. She nicely reminds people, hey, if you haven't already, would you please share? This is like, oh, I'm in love with this. I want to start stripping things away from this card instead of adding things to this card, right? Don't even know if I want the thanks in there now, but it is awfully pretty. Do we want it to, well, no. I wish it was the same length, or yeah, I wish it was as tall, but these are kind of a vertical and a horizontal image, right? Do we want this, or do I want another embossing folder totally different that runs the length? Now I have to try it because, I mean, I can't be left wondering. Now we have this one. It's evergreens. I know. Only a gardener would be stuck on that. We have this bark folder that's really kind of cool. But I think what I want is just a sliver of time-worn type. What do you think? I think I want a sliver of time-worn type. Or you could talk me into the musical. So which do you want? Time-worn, put in time-worn or music. And then I will follow your command. And we're going to put a sliver of embossing folder over on this side in gray. And we'll use this later because it really is very cool. Okay, so you want time worn or music? Time, Kathleen says time. And I'm gonna put away just a couple of these colors. Time worn, okay. I will leave the gray out because we're probably gonna do the blending over it again. Why wouldn't we? It's so fun. Time Warm. Okay, Time Warm. And hello, Amy. Nice to see you. If I've missed you before, I apologize. And time. Oh, yeah. That's a good point, Leslie. The music is going the wrong way, too. I'll get stuck again. I've got it. Obviously, I need to make some landscape cards with all these super cool embossing folders. So, okay, Time Worn it is. So now, since we need the larger embossing folder, or the larger cut and embossing machine. So that was Little Baby before, and now this is Wonder Woman. Hello, Wonder Woman. We love you. And she has a very similar sandwich. And now I'm just going to take a little strip of the basic gray because I know that I just want it to run alongside the length of this card. So I'm even just going to rip it. Look at me. I'm wild. I am wild tonight, I tell you. Okay. All right. So similar plates, right? We need the base plate and we need a big dark gray plate. And then we're ready to roll. Literally. Okay. And so again, I want this just going up here. This actually has words from a turn of the century poem on it. I don't remember the poem. I don't know if I knew it, but it actually says things. You can actually see it. So as I'm saying that, I should run this way, shouldn't I? So that the words are not sideways. Yes, Lisa. What are you thinking? Okay, because there really is a directional way to put this folder. All right, sandwich time. Oh, Julie is a 2 anniversary follower. Oh my goodness, Julie. Thank you so much. How has it been that you're a 2 anniversary follower? It seems like I just started doing this last week. Guess not. Oh, there it is. So pretty. Okay. Let's bring our graph paper in here. Let me get that. One blending brush. Let's go and walk about. Where is it? Here it is. Boop. Okay. A little basic gray. And thanks for hanging in there, ladies. We're going a little long tonight, but you know what? Creativity cannot be stopped. We must finish this beautiful square card. Oh, it's spooling. I know. No. Okay, we're going to keep going. I think we can finish this. I don't know why it's stopping and starting, but maybe it's like, it heard me say, like, thanks for sticking with me so long. It was like, yeah, by the way, I know it was not you, but it's okay. We're almost there, right? We're almost there. We are going to get this finished and it's going to be outstanding. I think I want about that much. Okay, so I'm going to pull some Seal Plus. I'm going to get the big guns out. And again, I want to make sure I'm on the right side here. You want your branches facing up, okay? Otherwise, you're going to have some sick trees. And now that I've got that on the back, I really am just going to bring this in and eyeball it. If I were smart, I'd be using my graph paper, but hey, I've never been accused of being smart. So, okay, let's see here. I changed my mind. There's that. And then what I'm looking for is this. I'm going to burnish this down. I know, it's working now. Excellent. Okay, I'm cutting off the excess. Maybe I want this bottom to be a little rough. And then I want the top to be cut off. Let's try it. And then if not, if we don't like it, we'll cut the bottom off too. But it's just a little more texture for us. Ooh, I think I like it. What do you guys think about this? Now, do we want that organdy ribbon? I don't even know. I don't even know who I'm going to give this thing to. It's so like wowza. But it's really fun. Yeah, I think it's fun like this, kind of torn. Okay, so this is what it would look like if we had this organdy ribbon. Is it too much? Is it too Las Vegas? There, that's kind of what it would end up looking like. Is it too much? Yeah, I think it's too much. It's too much texture. I don't think it needs a ribbon. I think we might need, I really want to do some more splatter of Wink of Stella on it. But let me look in the gems section, and you guys definitely tell me if you have an idea of, you know, what you might like to see. We have those clear gems, and that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Like, I don't even want to put a color on it. This is very unlike me. Yeah, not much. I don't think it needs much. I'm just going to put a little bit of these clear gems out so we can take a look at those. And we may not even like them. We might say, like, enough is enough, but it's really pretty. It's really been fun to make that. That's very out of the box. Okay. The only problem with having every embellishment is it takes a minute to find them. Yes, it does. It takes just a minute. Oh, for Pete's sake. They're usually in the last place you look. Just like everything else you do in life. Okay. So these are really great. They are silver and clear. You get both, and they're different shapes. Very fun. I know I could have black splattered with a marker, but then it's so beautiful. I didn't want to. I was like, I can't do it. It's so pretty just like that. Do you guys think this is a masculine card, or do you think the shimmer sends it over to the feminine side? Because I'm not good at that. I would, you know, I'm not good at guessing that. I would go with some of these clear, just these little clear round ones, and then I think it's going to be good. I know. Oh my gosh. I know, Kathleen. I am finishing up. I swear. But you know what? The spirit moved me. What can I say? The spirit moved me tonight. I wasn't going to do 3 cards. And then I was like, nope, I'm going for it. We're doing 3. I've got 3 in me. Because it's Friday Eve after all. Yes. But we're in our last, you know, 5 minutes of wonderfulness here. Thank you so much for chatting and helping me out with the color combos, and also for thinking about coming to the events. They're super fun. As you can tell, we're gonna have so much fun working with Welcoming Woods. Wait until you see what Jen designs. I mean, she is like the design master. I love it. So that, I think I need to hold it up. It's a little tall for me to see the top of it. Okay, then there's this. And then finally, the pièce de résistance, right? It always reminds me of when I'm working on a card like this and then I go to put embellishments. It reminds me of that line from some Monty Python where a man's eating like a 20-course meal. And then the waiter comes in with a tiny thing and he says, it's Wafferthin. And the guy eats it and, of course, explodes. It's like just the tiniest thing. Probably like a leaf or something. I don't even remember what it was, but he was like, no, I can't eat another bite. And then the waiter, of course, says, it's Wafferthin. It's Wafferthin. Just one more thing. That's it. I can't improve upon this card. It's so fun. And it will have an inside. It'll probably have a gray inside, but isn't that fun? All right, let's take a look at these cards. They are 3 totally different cards. These are probably the 3 most different cards I think I've made in one session. Look at these things. They're fantastic. All right, well, if you aren't sold on this stamp set, I don't know what else I can do. I've pulled out all the stops. We've used lots of ink blending and embellishments and different product, and we've come up with a beautiful Christmas card. Maria says this is going to be her Christmas card now. We've come up with this stunning card. I mean, I don't even know what I'm going to use this for. It's so fun and beautiful. And then finally, just lots of ink blending and beautiful colors and a little more artistic for me, right? Thank you, Roz. I'm so glad that you liked it. Thank you right back for being willing participants and sharing and chatting with me all night. These are really fun. I'll be putting these up on Pinterest. I'll be doing a better job of getting my creations up on Pinterest in a timely manner. So I hope you've all really enjoyed this. Thank you to those of you who stuck with me. Thank you to those of you watching me on replay. Please think about liking, subscribing over on YouTube. And if you're watching there, hello to you as well. And I hope you enjoy, everyone. I'll see you soon, and I hope you think about joining Bingo. Okay, everybody, have a great night and a fantastic weekend. See you next time.